How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Big Six. This is all disorganized. I don't like to see it like that. Let me just fix it up a little bit. There we are. We're back.
I always got to be underneath SAEED, man. You know, my brother. You know?
Don't worry, man. I wish
always put me directly under SAEED, man.
Don't worry, man. I give you that wisdom, man.
Still looking down on me. Still looking down on me.
Look, there's rivalries everywhere. Matisse next to TOBS. You get Steve next to SAEED. You got SAEED on top of you. Yeah, it's all tactical. You see it? It's all tactical. Big up everyone here already. 500 people here. Make sure you guys hit the like button as usual, and the pinned message has the official Big Six channel. SAEED, your camera's moving a bit mad still. It's a bit blurry.
Listen, man. Yeah, but this is how Man United playing at the minute, man. Freestyle and that.
Anytime someone's team starts underperforming, I remember a few weeks ago when Liverpool first started losing, that's when GRIZZ's Wi-Fi started acting up and he started getting mad.
It's all connected every week. It's all connected. I remember Toby's. Don't know what you laughing at. Yours was going mad as well.
Mine's only bugged out once. Mine's only
bugged out. 2-3 times, bro. 2-3 times.
Let's start with you, Grizz, because I think a few of us missed you on Monday, man. I know that.
I missed you guys as well. I'm not gonna lie. I missed you guys because this is therapy, right? This is what we're here for. We're not here to put each other down as such. We're here to, like, when our teams mash up, we come for the therapy, for the group therapy, you know. So I missed you guys too, man. But what do you want to talk about, bro?
So since it's therapy, let's start with Dr. SAEED then. SAEED, what's your thoughts on the Liverpool recent run of L's? And
listen, it's looking a bit peak, man, at the minute, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Liverpool. You know what? Before I start, by the way, I want to say about Alisson. You know what I mean? My thoughts are with him. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's a very, very. When I heard it, man, I was like, yo, man, that's one of the worst news you could hear about your dad and whatnot. So for me, just for a start on that one, I think, you know, rest in peace to his dad and whatnot, and I hope, you know, that he finds solace in whatever he's doing right now, and hopefully he can, you know, think up, because this season's a long season, man, and so hopefully his head is still in the game or whatnot. But yeah, my thoughts with his dad and whatnot. But in terms of Liverpool, brother, it's peak, man. You know what I mean? I think GRIZZ went to the real therapy. You know how normally we give you free therapy here? I think GRIZZ went to the real therapy. You know what I mean? He went down there and seen the guy and said, yo, speak to me. He goes, speak to me and give me what you want, because you know what it is, yeah? As much as I was saying it's going to be a 2-2 game, I did not see that coming, man. You know, I just thought, for me, Everton had a game plan. It's simple carbon copy. Everything's going to be coming to Anfield. Stifle Liverpool, make it compact. They had Andrew Gomez on the left-hand side. You know, he was doing them kind of tactical fouling. You know what? Fair play, man. Andrew Gomez was doing a lot of tactical fouling. I thought at one point he was going to get sent off, but they've been doing a lot of tactical fouling, breaking up the play, making sure that Liverpool don't get into the areas where they're very, very dangerous at. Not many times is Salah or Mane getting behind and whatnot. Obviously, they had chances to get at Pickford, and I thought Pickford was man of the match, by the way, and he saved Everton from not losing that game. But I just thought, for me, Liverpool, I don't know what's going on with him. Top 4 looks a real possibility that they could be out of there and they could be playing Europa League football. You know what I mean? The irony is, man, the Anfield crowd and whatnot, and you'll never walk alone. But I tell you what, mate, they will be walking alone in Europa League, mate. I know we're in it right now, Grizz, and I know you will give us a banter, but I just don't see you guys winning the Champions League, you know, especially that top 4 race, man. You got Chelsea in there, Leicester and whatnot, you know what I mean? All looking like they're kind of going up, United on the upward trajectory. Our Liverpool started to, like, you know, dismantle. And I know, listen, Grizz, I know it's bad. I know we say injuries, it's excuses and whatnot. But Henderson, that for me is probably the icing. You know what I mean? That is probably the one that you're thinking, wow. And I know, did you see it on the timeline today? He goes, I will be back. There's no time date on the Henderson injury. So he could be out for the season. So yes. I think for me, the season's a write-off, mate. They might as well just, you know what, good vibes and that. We'll give you the good vibes, because we've been playing good vibes football. And you know what, Grizz? You might as well just play vibes football to the end of the season and rebuild next season, man. Rebuild. Because apparently today you're looking at buying a player. I don't know who he's called, but, you know, apparently there's rumors of Liverpool going in for a player. So you might be on the rebuild thing, bro.
You summed it up real well there. I love the way Turkish went to you to talk about Liverpool first. Like, Turkish is a real one as well. He's a Right? I love how Turkish went to you.
Turkish knows what he was doing there. He knew.
Yeah, he knew.
Come on, United, Liverpool, United.
He set me up
Liverpool's a real
nice there.
rivalry, so I want to hear United fan.
He set me up nice there. You know that, Tobes, as well, right? But it's calm. It's true. Look, first and foremost, the Alisson thing. Yeah, there's difference, right? There's banter and footballing banter, and you take that when your team's mashing up, and when you've been champions, then you got to take the smoke. And you know, we all take banter and we all take the smoke as well as each other. We're all good at that. But then there's some things that are personal and they're deep. They're more than football. And when we heard the death of Alisson's dad on top of Klopp's mum a couple of weeks ago, these things are out of our control. We can't even try to be emotionally attached to these things and say how we feel, because we don't know how these people feel. It was a disaster upon disaster. The football injuries, the Liverpool injuries, they're all right, you know, happens to all clubs. They're bad enough. But these things are deep, man. And so, you know, condolences and best wishes, man, to everyone involved with the Alisson family, man. God knows how he feels. And again, just like when I said about Klopp having, even if he wants the season off, if he wants to switch off, he's got every reason and every excuse to. Same with Alisson. If he was to say, my head's fucked, man, I can't play football, you know, for the next month or so, then so be it, because all that counts is his mentality and his peace of mind. But going on to the football side of things, guys, I'm not here to, because some people accuse me of making excuses for Liverpool, like our friend KG, telling me about I work for the lawyers, the Liverpool lawyers team, bro. When Liverpool need to be cussed, I'll cuss them, and they needed to be cussed against Everton. They were out-battled, out-thought, outplayed. Assess the situation, assess the team setup, assess the tactics, assess the weather conditions. Because look, weather conditions can play a part in a game of football. It might sound cringy to most, but it can. If it's windy and whatnot, you try to keep the ball on the floor.
Calm down, Michael Fish. Calm down, Michael Fish.
Short passes, but we didn't. We resorted to their game. Again, it was scrambled thinking football. Everton deserved that. I'm not here to make excuses. Everton totally deserved that. We didn't match them physically. No, look, the best trait of this Liverpool team was, and most teams said it, all your team's managers have said it, we're the nastiest team to play against last season. The nastiest, because we could beat you in any way, how. Now, we're one of the easiest teams to play against. I'm telling you, we're the easiest team to play against. And that's embarrassing from my side, you know. On top of that, we can say injuries, but now Henderson's out for the season. I know our club have announced it's 8 weeks, but I know for a fact that it's near enough done. Maxwell plays a couple of games at the end, you know, if he's lucky. You can't, how can we make sense of this, guys? You help me, guys. Come give me something. How can you can't say this is normal.
It's not. It's not.
This is not normal.
It's not normal. It's
a freak. Matisse is a freak of a season.
Yeah.
And yeah, I hold my hands up. We banter and we joke, but top four, and I've said it, and people said, "What, are you serious?" But then they're not serious real football men. If you analyze our situation, if we get top four, I think it's a major achievement, guys. Yeah. I seriously do, because we're dead out on our feet now. And you know, you can talk about areas of the pitch that look tired because it's a result of overplaying because of the injuries. 7 first-team squad players missing for more than 3 weeks of the season every time, and 4 of them out for the season.
People can talk about having depth, but you never want to have a bloated squad, because that usually leads to unrest. And
Klopp throughout his career has liked small squads. Now, this is where you can criticize Klopp for, right? So before people say, "Oh, I'm always making excuses," you can accuse Klopp. We've accused FSG. I accused FSG of last week, but this is what I'm going to say. Klopp has not learnt, maybe, that small squads in the Premier League in a congested season wasn't a good idea. Maybe he should have pushed the boat and stepped on the owners and said, "I need 2-3 more players." But I still don't think he would have been deep enough to cover the situation we're in. That's the madness of it. People saying you should have bought a centre half. Bro, we got 6 centre halves out. One wouldn't have made no difference if we bought one in the summer. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's pure madness. But as far as the game goes against Everton, they deserve to win. They smashed us.
I just want to move on to this super chat quickly, and the first half of it, as I was reading it, solidarity with SAEED.
Yeah, the second half's not right though. Second half's not right.
It's about education, but also about power, and this is where the second half of it, you have to look at yourself too and understand, as much as you might feel a certain way, you're on the complete other side of it with that last bit of the comment. Appreciate the super chat and appreciate the first half of that, but I feel like, similar to TOBS as well. I think today or yesterday I opened Twitter and I see a madness with TOBS regarding racism on his stream. But I think this show in particular, I do want to touch on it, but I think this show speaks for itself.
Yeah, massively.
Diverse mix of cultures, backgrounds, and you know what? I get asked a lot about what religion I am in the comments, and I don't know what each religion you lot, believe in, if you believe in it at all. Why? Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me or to any of you guys. None of you guys have asked me because, that's personal. This is football. This is life. This is the human race. So obviously, TOBS and SAEED, I do want to, obviously say.
No, man. Listen. Yeah.
It's literally like we're in a period in football and in life generally where people feel like it's acceptable to come on the internet and say these things, and they scream education, but like just human decency, like even beyond education, human decency should tell you that you shouldn't be coming onto the internet and saying some of the things, things that we've seen. But like some humans just aren't decent, and I feel like it's gonna take a lot, like you said, it's gonna take a lot of education, a lot of hard work, but hopefully we'll get to a period where some of these things are stamped out quickly. I think today as well, what happened on my stream today was a whole bunch of nonsense. I'm gonna try and see if I can report the accounts that was spamming all that racist nonsense in the comments. And I just think generally as well, I feel like some of these social media outlets can do more. Like YouTube, the minute you put a video that's got any sort of copyright infringement whatsoever, you can't upload it, you can't do anything. Twitter, the minute you infringe on any sort of football licensing issues, they get you. So I feel like this same energy should be replicated to racism. If those bigots and ignorant people are going to exist in life, then just remove them from the platform. Simple as.
Yeah, 100%. And like I said, this show speaks for itself. So, you know what side we're on, and that's anti-racism, so as much as I agreed with that first part, there's work to be done on that second part. And Ndombele season, we might as well get this out of the way too, because I see a few people asking. I talked about it last week. It is what it is. As long as you guys know the real, that's all you guys need to do. Just keep your eyes out and stick with the real, and that's all I can really say on that matter. I did say snakes and rats, but I think I was wrong there, because I can't lie to you. I'm scared of snakes and rats. It's more weasels and cockroaches than anything. I can't lie to you. But let's go on to just Shah and leave it at that. There's my answer, people. Big up my guy, Turkish, and the panel. Where was we? Liverpool.
There was one super chat.
I just wanted to touch on that. I don't think GRIZZ excuses now. To be honest, people, how many teams with 7 first teamers out now? Let's be real. Let's cut the nonsense for a second. With 7 first teamers out, no transfer kitty or any transfer spending ever prepares for that. We speak about having squads. 100% Liverpool need to have a squad, but they do have a lot. They have depth in most of their areas. You talk about 6 centre-backs now, it doesn't matter. If you're going to go into a season, you don't want to go into a season with a bloated team either, because that's unrest. If everyone was fit, then you'd have unrest, you'd have issues in the dressing room, people can't get game time. No one wants to go to, if you're a manager yourself, you don't want to have too many players to control and manage. So there's a balance to it. And what they're experiencing is a freak. Of course, it's happened to other teams before. I don't think GRIZZ is saying that it hasn't, but he's saying, listen, when it is happening, you have to take it into context. If Liverpool had their whole, or even most of those first teamers, say 4 of them back, they would be in a lot stronger position to be able to compete at the level that they're trying to compete at. And I think that's fair to say, because true say, if I took 7 first teamers out of Chelsea, I wouldn't want to see what would go on.
No, you see, every week when I think of the lineup and predicted lineup, I don't think I can't see us winning a game. That's how peak it is.
Yeah,
because I think to myself, shit, okay, this week is going to be, for example, we're going to Sheffield United. I know we're going to go on to that. Sorry, just going to quickly say, I'm thinking who's going to play at centre back this week. So it's going to be Kabak, who had an awful game against Everton, right? 20-year-old kid, right? that's coming from the Bundesliga, bottom of the Bundesliga, and he's going to be he's going to be playing alongside Phillips again, or Davis. So it's a madness. I don't know. You know, Fabinho's not back now. Henderson's out as well. So every week I'm looking at my lineup. I'm saying, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. I hit and back to that super chat. I did own up. I'm saying Everton deserved it. So forget the injuries and forget the excuses. Everton outplayed us, outfought us, and that should never happen. You should never get outfought in a derby. Right, so I take full criticism on board for that, for the Liverpool team. But going on to this week again, the shining light is
You try and give them a little bit of logic. I get
the same for Arsenal. People talk, when I talk about Arsenal, people say the same thing, man. You're a Liverpool fan, not Arsenal.
Just trying to put myself in GRIZZ's shoes for a second.
But no, you're a real football man. That's what you are, bro. But yeah, SAEED needs to wisen up as well, like you. But listen,
I don't know, man. It sounds like Proctor, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to Proctor. None of us.
Sheffield United looks like a tough game. Every game for us at the moment looks like a tough game. That's the kind of shit we're going through at the moment, off the pitch and on the pitch. It's a madness. Light at the end of the tunnel. Jota's back. Will he start? I doubt it, but he'll probably definitely be on the subs bench. So that's something to look forward to for Liverpool fans, because at the moment we're just grasping for anything, man, any hope.
So what are we saying about predictions? And we might as well stick on it and then get to the predictions too.
I think we're going to win. I think it's going to be horrible again, but it's got to come to an end, guys.
You'll win, man. Come on.
We're in a mad rut here, and it's embarrassing.
Shall I tell you what would top it all together? Brewster to get a hat-trick against Liverpool. Jeez. Imagine that. That would be,
evil. SAEED is evil, man.
You're evil.
I'm just saying, look, imagine Brewster. You sold him on. That will top it off.
Normally we laugh that shit off, but this season I ain't laughing shit. No, I'm not laughing that off.
Wow.
Because anything is possible. Not Brewster hat-trick. You know what I mean? But Brewster goal. You can see a Brewster goal in there somewhere and hurting us. But I'm going 1-0 Liverpool.
1-0 Liverpool.
Yeah. Shout out to that guy from Blue, the Man City fan from Blues, because he's from my area. So M14, man. Shout out to everybody from that area. Yeah, man.
I was just gonna give out his postcode like that, yeah.
no, just get me from the L's in it. So yeah, big up, man.
Come on, where should we go to next for the prediction? Steve, we haven't heard much from you yet, so let's hear from you.
I'm just listening to these excuses. Me just keep flowing in. Just keep flowing.
I'm
hearing about the weather.
My life, Steve,
I'm hearing about colourblind goalkeepers. I'm hearing about God. I'm hearing about every excuse under the sun is coming at me. But listen, when you're the champions, and you're the champions of Europe the season before, and you've been at the top table, and you've been dishing out that much shit to everybody else, don't be coming at us this season expecting any sympathy from any other football fan in the world when you've made people's lives unbearable. At the end of the day, your team's not good enough this season. End of story. They'll be known as the worst champions we've ever seen. Yeah,
I'm gonna start breaking glass before I need to come in.
Do you know what it is? No, but I know where this is coming from. No, but I know where this is coming from. I know where this is coming from.
Last season, blame the weather.
I'm going to address this.
Nobody blamed the kit. He wasn't good enough. So at the end of the day, just admit it. You've not been good enough, regardless of anything, and that's the way it is.
Right. Can I address that? I agree. Guys, I agree.
Let GRIZZ go.
I'm gonna address the situation, because Steve's vented. That wasn't vented at me. Trust me, that was at Twitter.
We know.
Because certain people have bumped him off Twitter, because he was getting a hard time, right? So that rant and rage, people need to know.
It's not a personal rant. I'm just saying overall.
I just said to you, I agree with you. It's not personal. It was not at me. It's because me and Steve are calm. But that was at Twitter, because Twitter's made his life hell, right? And he's come off the side. Why are you laughing?
I don't get this, man.
I'm spitting facts here as well, right? Because Steve, we know Steve has had a rough time this week on Twitter, and he's come off it. So that rant is at Liverpool. Because really, he knows. Because the real football man of Steve knows that if you take out Laporte, Diaz, Stones, De Bruyne, Who else? All of them. Fernandinho. Who else is injured? Loads, 7 of them.
But Steve,
that City team ain't look pretty.
But Grizz. I think for me personally, whilst the injuries are quite excessive, whilst the injuries are ridiculous and unprecedented, I can sort of see where Steve is coming from, because last year nobody had sympathy for Man City. Laporte was missing for a large chunk of the season. They had
Leroy Sané.
They had Sané missing for the season. They've had
they haven't. They haven't though.
They have.
You need to stop there because there's no more injuries.
I can't stop there. Mendy injured as well.
Mendy.
Yes,
Mendy. He's an Instagram you man. He ain't
Grizz. One sec. Just let me finish.
He's an influencer.
One sec. Grizz, one sec. So you've got Aguero injured as well. And they had so many players out of form. But all I'm saying is this: when it was Man City always get injuries. If you check their injury record this season, last season, the season before, Man City always get injuries, and nobody
Kevin De Bruyne.
No one ever gives Man City sympathy for their injuries. So whilst Liverpool's,
you know why, isn't it? You know why?
Whilst your situation is excessive from an injury point of view,
but you tried to compare the two, but you named 2 players. No, I can name you 7.
I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. But
Liverpool, because there wasn't. They've been out, in and out.
But Grizz, they've had injuries. They didn't get the sympathy. So what I'm saying is, as bad as your injuries have been, you lot.
No problem. I don't want sympathy.
No. Injuries cannot excuse you losing at home to Everton. Cannot excuse you losing at home to Burnley. Cannot excuse you losing at home to Brighton. These are unacceptable results in any given situation. So
Everton maybe not, but the other two.
No. Turkey should say Everton. Liverpool at their worst. They didn't lose to Everton in 22 years, bro.
22 years, man.
I've said that. That's the worst. I agree.
Everton's best in 22
It's the best Everton team I've seen in a long time.
I agree. Yeah. Exactly. I agree. That
I think it is.
There's no excuses. I've agreed there. But what I'm saying is sympathy. I'm not looking for sympathy, man. I'm looking for valid explanations or reasons. And I've given you valid. Invalid explanations or reasons would be a couple of injuries here and there. That's like, shut up, man. I'm not talking a couple. I'm talking season enders, man. And you just named, look, and literally, last season, City were without Laporte and Sané. That's it.
Yeah, but
for majority of the season,
I never said you can't. I never said you can't factor in your injuries. I'm saying that we can't hide behind injuries for all.
But yes,
and I'm saying Steve's point. Whilst you may think it may have been excessive, I'm saying for me personally, he's saying that because when Man City, maybe not on a huge scale, but when Man City had injuries that would actually impact their first 11,
because guys, I'll tell you why. Most other clubs would get sympathy, but the fact of the matter is, Man City are coming back. They were coming off a 100-point season, TOBS, with a squad value of 1.6 billion. That's why they're not getting the sympathy. It's a difference. So Liverpool, of course, are going to get bust up because we're the champions and we've dropped off a cliff. I admit we need to get, smashed in the comments and whatever. And, we have to accept that. I am accepting that. But what I won't accept is comparing the 2 scenarios. That's what I'm saying. I agree that we need to get, told about ourselves. But you can't compare ourselves to the City situation. It's talking cheese.
I think, and you know what, I haven't really said my piece on it. And this super chat says their depth is basic. Obviously, something SAEED touched on early on. They didn't invest everything that could go wrong.
There's 2 ways of looking at it,
hasn't more. They were ignorant. But what it is there has been also on top of this, which I
never said that. I never said that.
Put it on the board and the ownership and the lack of maybe investment on top of them challenging. But there's been a couple things there, like with outside of football that in a normal season wouldn't even happen once, let alone twice. And it's a bit of give and take.
Turkish. Nobody. This is what I'm just saying it from my own opinion. But when you're at the top, nobody cares. There could be these mid-table people, Wolves, people that lost, big players. Nobody gives a shit about them. So what I'm saying is, when you're at the top, you've got to take it. There's no point trying to defend yourself with weather forecasts and all that bullshit because no one cares. You best just go, you know what, we weren't good enough, but we'll come back next season. And I think Liverpool will come back next season because A, they've got a massive point to prove, and B, Klopp's not going to want to go through what he's been through this season. And see, the fan base teed themselves up for the biggest fall they've ever had, and they've had a big fall. So they need to be a bit more quiet and just go about business next season. And like you say, I've been there myself with City, walking around with my chest out, got my arse handed to me. They've had their arse handed to them. And all I'm saying is there's plenty of teams below the top 6 that don't get credit when they're fighting on all fronts, and they've got the squad and they've not got the injuries.
Totally agree with that.
Say, you know, we
totally
just
agree with that,
Steve.
Totally agree with that. Teams like Southampton, Wolves, crippling injury list. I accept that. Totally agree.
100%. And
Centurions,
Centurions is giving us the Man City injury list from this season, and it does read kind of deep with Kevin De Bruyne, Mendy, Aguero, Gundogan, Mahrez, Laporte.
Yeah, it's been a mad season though.
It's been a mad season overall.
Let's not forget as well, Leicester have had a raft of injuries from day one, from Farner, Soyuncu, Maddison, Ndidi, Pereira. There's still more off the top of my head. Jamie Vardy, Justin ACL as well. Like, they've had a raft of injuries, bro. And
there's a difference between having injuries. I get that, guys. I'm not
comparing it, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, what I'm saying, there's a difference between injuries, like that Man City fella putting up COVID. COVID is 2 weeks. I get that. You know what? On top of the injuries, 4 or 5 of my mans have had COVID. I'm not even mentioning the COVID like these guys mentioned. Leicester have had injuries. Another example, great example. Leicester, Southampton, they've had, but not season. And there's only James Justin's out for the season, for example.
Bro, Soyuncu was out for the first 3 months of the season. And Ndiddy's missed like 60% of the season.
No, he has not.
Yes, he has. Yes, he had. Yes, he has.
5 weeks. 5 6 weeks.
No, it was more than 5 or 6 weeks. He's missed more than 5 or 6 weeks of football this season. And then on top of that, Ricardo Pereira's only just come back from injury. Castan has missed like half the season as well, bro. They've had deep injuries. That's what I'm saying.
It looks like there's a few people waiting for you, Grizz, this week, because a lot of
Listen, I would be disappointed if they didn't. I would be disappointed if they didn't. It's like, come on, they got to try to rattle me, and fair enough, fair play to them. Keep sending in the super chaps. Keep rattling me. I'm here to take it.
They got loads. It's mad.
They got Blue Moon, man, for the super chats. I told you guys, more excuses. That's Scousers for you. Get panned at home by Burnley and Brighton. Just face it. You're not on our level.
No, we're not. Of course we're not. The table don't lie. Man City are clear. They're the best team in the country. There's no one denying that, especially me. Respect to, and I've said it, respect to Man City and Pep, the way he's evolved this season, the way he's learned his lessons. So I'll never take away from any other team that's doing well. But I'm here to defend my team, and each one of you motherfuckers will do the same. If you guys were, you defend your club.
Look how I was defending Martial last week.
So this is the team. So what say you never walk alone in this time of doom and gloom for my team and certain coach losing his mum and the players losing their father and others losing at the end of the season. I ain't about to sit here and say yeah. Poor, you'll kick me while I'm down. I ain't going out like that. So I'm gonna defend my club. But I'm not going to go overboard and make silly excuses like Steve was chatting about the rain and the God and all that business. That was all banter. But at the end of the day, we haven't performed. The players that are fit haven't performed. And they've shown a side to their mentality that's been too weak. And they have to accept it. Just like I have to accept it with you guys.
Yeah, it could be worse. In terms of this show, it definitely could be worse.
100.
I can tell you about that, and so can someone else, but we'll get onto that soon. Where's the predictions? Yeah, Steve, let's quickly get the predictions round.
2-0 Liverpool.
2-0. SAEED?
I'm going to go with 3-1 Liverpool.
3-1.
I think, I think I'll get one.
TOBS?
Shit, sorry. I thought I didn't know you were talking to me. 2-1 Liverpool.
So far, everyone going for a Liverpool win. Matisse?
I'm gonna go with 1-1.
You was a cheeky one last week.
I'm a cheeky boy, you know what? What everybody else is doing.
You're moving up that table, nice.
I'm going for a 3-0 win. And I have to make sure Toby doesn't affect my scoring this week. Last week I changed the score and it just cost me 3 points. I would have been joining.
It's true.
Back to mid-table.
I like Toby with the super chat and that. Come on.
Yeah, I see it. He's using his other account. He's trying to get some comments in there.
I'm telling you.
My burner, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to balance it out a bit, you know. Quickly, let me see what this super chat saying. At the beginning of the season, when we were 12, people were questioning Pep. Now we're on top. All they say is, can Pep do it with Burnley? Sickening. Well, that's the life of online football for you, you know. Online football is quite a shit place, to be honest. Twitter football is quite a shit place. But yeah, Grizz, you know, you've made me feel bad now. So we'll move on to Arsenal before we get to the big one of the weekend. Obviously, Leicester-Arsenal is quite big in itself. And I'm going to start with Toby here. Like I started with SAEED for the Liverpool game, let's start with Toby here for our game.
Woo! I didn't realize that was this weekend, you know. Damn. Is it at King Power?
Yeah.
You know what? Leicester, I don't think they're going to lose, but it sounds weird. They're a good side. Brendan Rodgers, X, Y, and Z, but he's a really good manager. But I'm still not really convinced by Leicester this season. They've just gone out to Slavia Prague. Maddison's injured as well. Of course, Harvey Barnes is a threat. Jamie Vardy is a threat as well. But I really think it's going to be a closer game than a lot of people think. I would still probably, I would, if I was a betting man, I would do Leicester draw no bet because I'm not 100% confident that Leicester will win that game. I can see it even ending a draw. I really can. And that's not to say that I rate Arsenal, but I just feel like Leicester at times, they can be funny. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right, though, because even you look at last season, it's kind of a similar story in a sense where it's coming to the crunch time. And maybe not so much now, but Hull started appearing last season and they went from solid top 4 to not even making it top 4. And this season, I think... What did you think about the rotation, though? Did you think that they should have paid more respect to the Europa League, considering it is Leicester at the end of the day, and that is one avenue into Champions League? And if you look at the quality of teams in the Europa League, I'd say Man United, AC Milan... the favourites probably come from that game, and I think Leicester can hold their own against each of them.
I think, to be fair, I do think that they did put a reasonable squad. Like I'm looking at it now. Schmeichel started, Sionchu, Ndidi, Jamie Vardy, Tielemans, and then I know that there's probably some players that I've missed that probably came on as a sub, but I'm just looking at their team now. Obviously, Harvey Barnes didn't start because Stan didn't start, but I felt like the team they put out should have been good enough to beat Slavia Prague, and they just didn't. They choked. That's a monkey that Brendan Rodgers has got to shake off his back, because until he stamps his authority in Europe, they're always going to say that he can't really do it in Europe. But on the game on the weekend, I don't know, Arsenal, I feel like after your Europa League exertions last week, you looked a bit fatigued on the following fixture. And I feel like Aubameyang's playing a lot of football recently. Saka's playing a lot of football recently. Odegaard is starting to play a lot of football as well. Emil Smith-Rowe playing a lot of football. And I think like his form is it's dipping a little bit as well. So I do think it's going to be an interesting match. I genuinely expect both teams to cancel each other out on the weekend. I feel like Leicester will still be lagging from the Europa League, and they have a couple injuries to deal with. And I think you'll be lagging as well.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, and I think the importance of this game falls a lot more on Leicester than us. I think in terms of us, even Arteta said last week after the City game, I've been saying it for a couple of months now. It's, top 4 was never really an option after the first half of the year, but Arteta pretty much conceded it after City, saying that now Thursday is the cup final. That insinuates that this Thursday is the big one. We have to win it. This is our season on this game. So this Leicester game for me, what are we, 11th? If we win it, we can go up to 10th or something. I feel like Leicester's got a lot more in this game than us. But that doesn't necessarily say that, because if we have a lot more in games, it tends to put us off. We do well under less pressure. But I don't know. But big up Jarrett with the super chat as well. Favourite football show out there. Big up from the States. Glad I could finally catch you all live. Thank you very much, my bro. Appreciate the support and the love. And I'm glad you can, tune in live. Obviously, I don't know that all over America, it's all over different times as well. So I can't even adjust and understand the time difference to know where different states and different times are. But glad you are tuning in and appreciate the support, people, as always. Might as well quickly move over and get into predictions as well as we talk about the game, because Chelsea United is the big one. So we'll move on to that shortly. I'm going to start off and say Leicester 3-1. I just think that regardless of Maddison, Vardy is one of those players against us that he smells a bit of blood. He goes all out, and after getting knocked out Europa League, this is the one for them. And I just think they'll have too much for us. Harvey Barnes has been in good form. He's someone that's going to trouble Bellerin if Bellerin plays. It'll be interesting to see how Arteta, changes things up if Cedric comes in. We've got a couple of games before our next tie against Olympiacos. So I don't know if he'll rest like the Emil Smith role, like Tob said. He does look a bit tired out there. But at the same time, he's been moved position, so I'm not too sure how much that's had to play on it too. SAEED, you're making me do a madness here. Keep on changing.
SAEED keeps coming in and out of our show like Man United in and out.
Yo, allow me, people. I don't know what's going on today.
In the title race, you out of the title race.
United in the title race. They was never in it.
We're still in it.
That's what I'm saying. In and out.
Never
in and out, man. It's freestyling today. I don't know what's going on today, man.
Vibes.
Bear with me, people.
Vibes today, aren't you?
Yeah, the vibes, man. It's been always vibes, man. You get me? It's always been vibes, man.
We got a question from Ali quickly. Does anyone think Saka is generational at this moment in time?
No,
I don't think he is. But
he's a quality player.
Generational, but he's an exceptional footballer. Yeah.
Generational is the new world class. Brand out too easy.
It's a loose term, man.
We agreed on this on your channel. Only two talents in world football now.
Go on.
They are generational. Mbappe and Haaland. It's just two. The rest,
Haaland and generational.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Because GRIZZ, you know what it is with Haaland?
No,
you look at him and think, what?
He's mad.
Like, how have you got these attributes with that physique as well? It's just
I'll wait until he does it at a different club. I'll wait. I agree. No, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like, he's frightening, right? But Mbappe is generational. I think Haaland is on the verge. I want to see him do it. Obviously, he's going to go to the next level now.
But he's doing that. If he does it, he's doing that in the Champions League as well.
I hear that, but it's sixth. You know what I mean?
But we're talking about his individual. We're talking about his individual level.
Sure. But individual levels, people all around Europe have mad individual seasons.
But PSG on top of the league right now. Does that mean Mbappe is not?
Mbappe's won the World Cup TOBS. Levels on his own. There's levels.
But we have to look at his scoring.
Haaland's had an amazing season and he's fucking hot. There's no way I'm saying anything.
In the chat.
I'm saying generational.
But when we say generational, you have to look at his numbers. Like, he's scary. His rate of his goals to game ratio is ridiculous. The amount of chances he needs to score goals is ridiculous as well. He's scoring at a rate that isn't normal.
I think it's like 50%.
It's crazy. It's absolutely mad.
Freestyling again. Do you know what? We had this debate on my channel with Tobes, and it's very. I get where GRIZZ is coming from, where he's just on the cusp of it, because obviously you want to just make sure, it's like just checking. It's just like your final checks before.
Matisse, Sancho last season. Many mans were saying generational because he's playing on the wing and he's getting mad numbers. Not you, Toby, maybe. I'm telling you.
I've never called him generational.
Not you. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not going to call what I'm saying. Many were calling him generational because of his numbers and the fact that he was doing it from a wide position, not even a central position. This season, dipped a little bit. Haaland next season,
world class or top class.
He's world class.
I think we'll just leave 2020 generational. 2021, let's talk about top class, world class. I think for me, when you say generational, man, you know what I mean? I think what did you say, Matisse, about Hudson-Odoi?
Don't even dare.
Don't you dare. What did you say though? Chris didn't hear it though. Chris didn't hear it. That's why.
I didn't say nothing.
Just as a good indication as well.
In reference
did
to
Matisse say Billy Gilmore as well?
Billy Gilmore.
This is how rumors start, people. This is how rumors start.
I'm just saying, what did you say about Hudson-Odoi though?
I'd say you probably called Bruno Fernandes generational, the high you was on earlier.
No, listen, I forget that. Don't distract the point. What did you say about Hudson-Odoi?
I didn't call him generational. I said he's got a lot of potential. I think he's world-class potential.
That's fair.
I don't think we said that, but yeah, we'll move. I don't think that's what you quoted to get me, but we'll move.
Has everyone done the predictions?
No, only I've done it. And we missed a few super chats. The chat's just flying off.
When you bring up a generational chat,
I don't think everyone's done their prediction for Arsenal though.
No. It's only I've done it. 3-1. Steve, over to you.
It's pretty hard to judge, isn't it? Like you say, Arsenal had a good result in Europe. Leicester had a bad one.
Demon time.
Like you said before, a bit more important for Leicester. Obviously, they want to bounce back. But I've just got a feeling Arsenal's going to win. I've just got a feeling Arsenal's going to win.
Come on, Steve. Come on.
I'm going 2-1 Arsenal.
Yeah.
2-1 Arsenal. And like Taylor said, make sure you guys hit the like button, people. Get it up to 1,000 real early. And over to you, Saeed.
I'm going to go with Madison. I don't know how Madison's out long for in terms of, is he out for
a few weeks?
Couple of weeks? 2 weeks.
Few weeks, they said.
Yeah, I don't think there's a provider there. That's a problem, man. You know what I mean? I don't know if the guy from Turkey they bought, is he a creator? I'm not too sure. I'm gonna go with an Arsenal win. You know, I think Arsenal will win this. I'm gonna go with Arsenal 2-1.
Arsenal 2-1 as well.
Yeah, Arsenal 2-1. But I feel like for me, Leicester, I feel like could be there. But then again, Leicester, man, could be benefit to them in terms of they're out the Europa League now. Could they concentrate on that? For me, I knew Brendan Rodgers what he was thinking, man. You know what I mean? I still believe if he gets a top 4 finish, you know, it's a good season for them. I'm going 2-1 Arsenal, good. You know, but 2-1 Arsenal.
Confident about Arsenal, both of you. Grizz, I think you thinking the same. See,
I'm gonna do opposite of what my mind's saying because that way laughing, it might work, right? so I'm bottom of the table. I need to do some opposite of what people are doing, kind of thing. So I'm gonna go Leicester win. I'm gonna go Leicester 2-1.
2-1 Leicester. TOBS.
I'm going for a 1-1. I think it's gonna be
I was gonna go for that first.
Both teams will cancel each other out, man.
No wonder you bought the league, Chris, man. Bloody hell, mate. Flip-flopping in, man.
These fellas just making up stuff in the chat, you know. Matisse said like Andy Reid was going to be the next Leo Messi and crap.
Fun fact, guys, Matisse did call a certain youngster in his academy a 1v1 demon.
Yeah,
that's where it started.
I've never seen this guy put anyone on skates in a 1v1 situation. Never.
Who was it? Who did he say?
His name rhymes with Budson Odoi. That's what I'll say.
For God's sake, fam. My prediction, I'm gonna go with a 2-2 draw. I think it's gonna be an evenly matched game. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
2-2 draw. Calm, everyone apart from Saeed and Steve, same score, everyone else different. That's what I like to see. That's how I get up the table. Where are we moving on to now? Yeah, the big one.
You know what I say as well? It's either way, it's a good thing, innit? You know what I mean? Then we can, you know what I mean, see the Arsenal meltdown. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, man. You know what I'm saying? Either way, man.
Like we're gonna see the United meltdown, yeah?
Listen, we'll get to that. Yo, man, like Turkish and that. Yeah, man.
Don't worry, man. I need to take one battle at a time. I think that Tottenham battle is coming real soon, and then I'll concentrate on United after
I can't wait for that, man.
Brother, 2 weeks.
Trust me, it's getting real chilly over there in that side of North London. But where are we going? Chelsea United. Where do we start? Matisse, start with you on this one.
Let him take over the 2-show propaganda, man. Let him have that one.
You know talk to me, brother. Hello, Saeed, boss.
Yo,
hello.
You do your thing, man. Do your thing,
man.
Bro.
I'm looking forward to this. Do you know what I mean? Because Frankie Lampard, you know, it was Frank Lampard, Tuchel, Arteta, and now I feel like we've got a manager who's a bit levels above, as he should be. He's got the pedigree, he's got the experience. I'm a little bit worried about us being clinical against United, but every time we've come up against United in previous fixtures in like last few years, we've always been hitting transition. They counter us. They got the pace, Rashford, Martial, Greenwood. But true say now we play 3 at the back, double sixes. I feel like we can handle transitions a bit better. We've only conceded 2 goals since Tuchel's come in, so I'm confident. The only thing I have to watch is Bruno. I give Bruno a lot of heat on this channel, but true say this brother just continues to turn up, regardless of how he is.
Bruno Rashford.
Bruno, because Bruno is the player where, regardless of how he's playing, just in a match, he will always have some sort of say in the final third, regardless of if he's playing well or not. And true say, I have to respect that. That does scare me a little bit, because that means now he could go missing, or we can mark him out of the game, and then suddenly last minute he's going to get involved. So as long as we can find a way of controlling him, I think you've got Pogba missing. I think you've got McTominay missing, Cavani as well, maybe. So
yeah,
and also you played a very strong-ish team against Real Sociedad, which I was quite surprised. Like I saw, you was 4-0 up, and you played Bruno, and I was like, why? Like you've got 4 away goals. I don't get it. So I mean, Oli, I know you don't like Oli much. You're not confident in his ability. So I think this is where we have to take advantage. We have to win the game. So I'm looking forward to it, man. We have to win.
I mean, quickly before we talk to Saeed, Matisse, they're saying any more big signings like Haaland, and keep those videos in the bag, my bro.
The Grand Dam boy making a fool out of themselves.
Bro.
Toby, behave
The man
yourself.
got drafted.
Listen, yeah. Propaganda is what we do over here. It's the propaganda station over here. When it comes to any videos on Twitter, less of that. Yeah, one YouTube now. You know what I mean? We're trying to limit that. I'm not trying to be. I've got memes from like last year that are still doing the rounds on Twitter. So I need to give you man a little bit of a break. But in terms of Haaland, we're being linked. You know what I'm saying? True say, if it happens, I'm not complaining. Do you know what I mean? That will be everybody else's problem in the league, not mine. And Timo Werner, let's just give him a second season because he's in his first season before we start making conclusions on Timo Werner because no one wants to look stupid, innit? So
just quick back to the game and the tactical side of things because like I'm a real football man. Allow the trash talk, innit? So what I'm saying is, so you say you're playing with a 6-6,
yeah,
under two. So who's the 2-6 that he's basically relying on? I know he changes it a lot.
He changes it, but right now, Jorginho and Kovacic, because they have a better chemistry together. They have an understanding. Every time Kante comes into that, he might be the individual that everybody looks at, World Cup winner, the pedigree, the experience, the trophies, but he doesn't have a relationship with either of those players. And I keep saying, the midfield is a tango. It's a partnership. You can't play it on your own. So even as an individual, you can be great, but there's a lot of turnovers with Kante in possession recently in poor form. And then obviously he gets the interceptions and tackles and he gets his stats up, but more time he's the one giving the ball away as well. So we can't have that.
And then Mount's just ahead.
Yeah, Mount's just ahead. So Mount, although you look at Jorginho and Kovacic, you say a little bit flimsy off the ball, potentially you could get bullied and whatnot. Mount does tend to get back into that trio and then get involved and tackle. You know what Mount's like off the ball. He's going to put the shift in. He gets involved and it makes up the trio. So that's where it'll be interesting to see the midfield battle because like I said, no McTominay, no Pogba. So I'm expecting probably Fred and Matic. That's quite...
Is McTominay out?
Is it doubt? Is a serious doubt? But he said it's unlikely.
That's a blow.
Big miss.
It's a bad thing, man.
Yeah.
It's low key, very important.
I think will be good.
I think when it comes to these tactical managers like Tuchel, I think I worry for Ole because I think that's where sometimes he becomes undone. Look at, for example, with Arteta and with Emery. You know, he didn't get a win against either of those in the league, and I think that's because both managers are very technical, very tactical in terms of throughout the game as well and managing the game. And it's not like Arsenal have been in the best of form in the last 2 years, but Ole it seems like, judging from what I've seen against Arsenal, they've got a problem with that. So
yeah, we know what's going to happen, bro. You know, Man United are going to defend. They're going to go for the counter attack like Atletico Madrid, but I think they'll be a bit more potent and they have a bit more threat going forward in terms of the pace. They only really had Felix. I think Grizz tweeted it. If you know, Atletico Madrid, they don't have any pace outside Felix here in this front three, so they're not really threatening. Man United, every time they play Chelsea, they just counter attack. So Ole's tactics are not really going to change here. He's just going to go low block, counter attack, hit us on the break. And it's just up to us to defend the transitions. But true say, we should be winning this game because we have the better manager, and that's where it should come down to. So, Ole,
familiar story, man.
Ole's
a familiar story, man.
But Ole's done over Tuchel before, no, in the PSG.
Yeah, PSG. Yeah.
So Tuchel outdid him tactically in the first leg, putting in I can't Marquinhos and Verratti in midfield. Then second leg.
Yeah, but it's harsh, Toby, because PSG were all over them.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, PSG should have.
Come on, man. You know, even I don't like Oliver, but he give props to that game.
A nasty penalty is not being done tactically. Come on,
one thing you mentioned, Matisse, is I think the midfield battle will be interesting as well because I think under Tuchel we've seen that he wants to control games. As the Chelsea manager, you lot love the ball, and I feel like you made a good point there. You said it on your show on Wednesday, and you brought up again. I feel like the midfield balance is perfect because I don't think I agree. I don't think he will start Kante in this game, even though Kante ideally you want him starting this game because I imagine he's going to dominate the ball and he wants you lot to be comfortable in possession. Not saying that Kante is bad on the ball, but I feel like obviously whereas he's a pressing midfielder, he goes out and seeks the ball. Jorginho very much sits, controls, dictates, etc., etc. So I think it'll be interesting, man. I didn't understand why Man United played some of those stronger players on Thursday. It made no sense to me. 4-0
rhythm. It's got to be only rhythm. The only reason could be rhythm.
Yeah, but
that's what rhythm and the mentality. Man,
ahead,
they don't like losing.
But with such a big game in head and Pogba injured,
yeah, I agree.
As well, it just didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it doesn't. Listen, I'm gonna give two sides to the argument, yeah, because I feel like for me, a lot of people think that I just hate on Ole for no reason. So I'm gonna give two sides to the argument, yeah, and kind of balance it out. The first side of the argument is, we are unbeaten in 4 in Chelsea's ground. I think we've got a good form over there. for a while we haven't had that. You know what I mean? Especially that Rashford one. I was there at the when Maguire got the goal to make it 2-0. I thought for me, we dominated that game from start to finish. I know Maguire should have been sent up for all that sort of stuff, but we'll go on.
Can I just quickly intervene there? Speaking on Maguire, because Steve put up a video on his Instagram yesterday of a video that clipped you up.
Listen, we won't talk about that, man. I've already explained, man.
Get your thoughts on it, because you were saying that you said that Maguire was the best centre back in the league.
Listen, Toby, we're talking about Chelsea, lad.
He's apologized now.
People have been messaging me saying,
I apologize, man.
He added it.
Mention it, innit? So I just
I've apologized directly to Beckenbauer. You know what I mean? We've discussed that already. So listen,
you need to apologise to Laporte and Van Dijk. I see 2 tweets. One to Laporte, one to Van Dijk.
Apparently, you denied it, SAEED. That's what they're saying.
Who's that? Sorry.
Apparently, you denied it. I'm getting bare messages on Twitter saying, "Oh, ask SAEED about this, Y, and Z," because apparently a couple of weeks back you denied it. I can't remember. But,
Yo, listen, I apologize. You get me? We move anyway. Talk about the bigger game of picture, and you know what I mean. Top of the league stuff. You get me? But what I'm trying to say to you,
not that.
10 points.
You know what I mean?
First, the team 10 points behind.
Yeah. Saying that. But I bet you Tottenham, mate. You wish to be there, mate. You know what I'm saying, Toby?
I do wish I was there, bro.
Yeah, mate. You man down there. You get me? You man down there. You feel me? But
I want to drag you down with us.
Well, listen, it's not gonna happen, mate. But listen, what I want to say is, listen, there's two sides to the argument. Like I said to you, we are away from home. We are unbeaten in 22 as well. Unbeaten for a while. We haven't lost for a long time. Our away record is immaculate. You know what I mean? Let's not kid ourselves. We have a good, you know what I mean, good record away from home. Everything's going well at the minute. But this is a big but, man. In the top 6 games, we don't have an open play goal. There's no open play goals in the top 6 games. You know what I mean? I think there's one that was in the FA Cup, Bruno. But is that an open play goal? That's a free kick. That's debatable. That's the problem for me. The style of play is horrendous, mate. When you look at it, we've been very, very negatively tactically. You know what I mean? Oli, for me, has played Pogba on the right wing. You know what I mean? Any other team in the world, they would have been trashed aside for that, man. Imagine Real Madrid and Thingy played Thiago on the right, mate, or whoever, on the right-hand side, mate. It absolutely no idea. That will never, ever happen. And I'm looking at it, I'm thinking there's a lot of injuries, man. There's a lot of injuries in terms of their Popper's not there. For me, the ball carrier, for me, the one that can create. There isn't a lot of create there. If you can stifle out Matisse, Bruno, and Rashford, mate, you've got the game given. But if Chelsea show any slack, mate, if Chelsea try and play a high line, mate, this is what I'm going to be talking about. If Chelsea play a high line, I think it could be anything. Honestly, I think it could be any scoreline. But if Chelsea play resolute and they stick to that formation and they give no space to Man United, and I mean no space at all, and Jorginho isolates Bruno Fernandes and he makes it a very, very tight game, or Kovacic, who has maybe the better legs. If he does that, I think it's advantage Chelsea. But if Chelsea play a high line and they start playing out from the back and they start doing all this little tippy-tappy football, I think Man United have got a serious advantage. I've got serious kind of, for me, chance of winning away again. And that's what it boils down to, man. If Chelsea can be resolute and they have a game plan, Man United, Chelsea win. If we go out there, start freestyling or whatnot, it could be a long night, man. And that's what I worry about, man.
Go either way.
Oh, sorry.
It could go either way. It could go either way, like you're saying, 100%.
Yeah, it could go either way, man. And that's what I fear, man. I just feel like for me, a lot of people haven't been. What it is, I think people will see what Man United are on Sunday. A lot of people have not been watching it when I've been saying, like, okay, Martial, but what I'm trying to say in terms of how our forward play has been very, very slacking, mate. It's very, very freestyle football. I feel like, it's individual brilliances who are kind of getting us over the line, you know what I mean? It says of Bruno and Rashford. Apart from that, mate, you're not seeing really much, man. And that's why, for me, I look at the league position. Great. Results-wise, it's unbelievable. And maybe Oli should get credit for what he's done to get to that position. But you look at the level of football to win trophies, we're miles off, mate. And that's why, for me, it's going to be a big game. For me, it's a 6-pointer. We win. I think I think that's 9 points clear of Chelsea.
But
that's daylight now.
I have to say though, you don't have to win that game. True say.
We don't have to win that, which makes it more of what I'm going to predict. And I'm sorry, guys, but I'm going to go for a boring 0-0. That's my prediction, people. And I've been right. How many times have I predicted 0-0?
It's true. You have.
Every time when I predicted 0-0, it's going to be 0-0. I mean, I'm sorry, and that's what it is, man.
People are saying, in the chat about Kante, about how it's Kante. He has to start. We have won games without him. He's not the prime Kante. You need to get it out of your heads that he's this prime Leicester and Chelsea title winning Kante. He is slightly declining. He needs to be managed and he needs to be a little bit, you know, used correctly. Don't just burn him out and use him every game. And we've been winning games without him. What is this need to get Kante into the team at every given moment? What is this obsession about when you can clearly see that we can win football matches without him? I'm not saying he's not on his day the best player out of the three, because he is. On his day, he's better than Jorginho and Kovacic in terms of what he can produce on a football pitch. I think his ceiling is he can do more. However, he hasn't been doing it recently. So what's the big fuss to throw him in? And secondly, when I say that I think we're slight favourites, that's mainly because of the injuries that you have. And also the fact that you don't have to win. And I think Ollie might know that. And he might.
And you guys are in form, man. You guys are in form.
Yeah, but we have to win, bro. Even after all this form, we're fifth. We're 2 points behind West Ham. People are talking about, Chelsea. Cool, we're in good form. We have to win this game. We are literally 2 points behind West Ham. And if we drop points, and I know West Ham have got City, so it's a great opportunity potentially. If we drop points again and we don't capitalize and we're still outside the top four, and then we got Liverpool on Thursday, things can get ropey very quickly. We got Liverpool and then Everton. So for me, W's only.
Yeah,
you have to
big 6 games for you lot. And then you got Bayern as well after that. Yeah.
Big game.
I remember a few weeks ago when we predicted the top four again. I think it was me and you, Matisse, that said Chelsea second, didn't it?
Yeah.
And this game is massive in that prediction, because I think it was pretty laughable at the time we predicted second. But looking at it now with 6 points and it's at Stamford Bridge.
And also, sorry to cut you off there. We got AC Milan today, Battle of the Fallen Giants, and that's coming, I think, just after the West Ham game. So it's like, you know, what do we do now? Do we focus on the top four, or do we look at maybe getting a trophy? You know, it's crazy.
Both, because you have a big enough squad to do both.
It's not that simple, mate. It's not that simple, man.
It isn't that simple, but you've been bragging about this big squad.
No, it is a big squad. Don't get me wrong, but we are getting a lot of injuries at the minute. We are getting.
You said you had the best depth in the league.
Listen, hold on. We have got the best depth in the middle. But it's all about priority, though. Priority.
I get
you look at the level of football we play. Look at the level of football we play. It's a huge drop off from the first team and the second team, and that's why you're seeing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is playing a strong team against the likes of Real Sociedad.
Have the best depth in the league, then.
We do have the best, but it's about how a manager uses it, and I've always said that on the show. How does a manager use it? And he doesn't use it to its full potential, and that's my kind of position on that. We've got the best squad depth in the league of one of. But the problem is, have we used Donny van de Beek enough? Have we used certain players in the squad enough for me? And I'm not sure, man. I'm not too sure.
It is a poor Europa League this year, though. I can't lie to you. Yeah. There's been better teams in there in the last 3 years that Arsenal have been in there. Like, look, if Man United or AC win, I'd say them and Tottenham, would be potentially the favourites, depending on where Tottenham form. Because
you can lose to a couple teams in there.
Of course. Yeah. But I said Milan United, but if Milan go through and Milan played Tottenham with Kane and Son, like I know it's Mourinho, I'd still maybe look at Tottenham to edge it. Yeah, but it's one of those Europa Leagues that anyone can win it right now, and it could be Ajax, it could be them pulling it out the bag, for example. Matisse, what did you predict?
I'm going to go over 1-0 Chelsea win. I think we can keep a clean sheet with all of the players they're missing. I think we spoke about Cavani before, I think we'll just get it by the odd goal. We should be able to get that done. 1-0.
1-0. Tobes?
No Thiago Silva. Christensen probably starting, Rudiger probably starting. Chelsea will concede, but unfortunately,
what happened midweek? We didn't concede. Where's the logic?
Yeah, I'm saying against Man United. Man United,
because you just said those players like as if they've been conceding.
Yeah, Man United have a much better attack than Atletico Madrid. But yeah, what I'm saying is Chelsea will concede, but unfortunately, this is probably a rarity. But I'm going to predict a Chelsea win. I think Chelsea will nick this game.
Man.
I think Thomas Tuchel is going to do a job on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I see them winning this game 2-1.
How much have you made
it, man? Stars have aligned.
The stars have really come out, eh?
It's mad because I put 2-1 down as well, and I'm not changing this one because I really believe that what Tobe said will happen. I think Tuchel will tactically, outdo Ole, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 as well. So who's left? We go over to GRIZZ.
I'm a Kante stan, man. Kante is the boy for me. I think it's vital that he plays, especially if McTominay doesn't. It's interesting to see I think Tuchel must have viewed your Atletico Madrid as one of the most important games of the season because it's knockout now, and he picked Kante in there for a reason, and he was sorry he didn't pick Kante, did he? No, I think he's going to play Sunday. Then I think he's going to rotate it and play Kante. I think Kante is going to be key, especially for McTominay. I know McTominay's got his detractors and people don't understand McTominay's role at Man United. Very similar to Henderson's at Liverpool. And I think
McTominay's out. This is my point. Is that
a lot of people in the chat were saying
he's very, very doubtful.
A lot of people saying he's turned to training. Okay, if he's out, then I'm going for Chelsea 2-1 as well, man. I'm going for 2-1. Well. Yeah.
Cool. Steve, again, been quiet. SAEED said top of the table stuff, and you know,
not really. That was at Toby, mate.
No,
listen,
I'm thinking. If a lot of people say you stop Bruno Fernandes, you stop Man United. So you're looking at Kante. For me, he's the best. If I'm the manager there, I'm saying I'm saving Kante for that role. I'm saying follow him all around the park. Frustrating. I agree. You've seen Bruno get a bit frustrated recently, and if anyone's going to frustrate it, it's that Kante, because just as you think you've got away from him, he nips in, he takes the ball, he's all over you like a rash. So I can see that happening. But I can also see, don't forget, Solskjaer did a few numbers on Pep last year when we got a little bit cocky and we tried to go at United and he caught us on the break. And I can see that happening as well. I can see Chelsea, Tuchel setting them up to try and steam him a little bit, and I can see United coming out of it. And I know you lot are back in Chelsea, but I mean, it's against the grain for me, but I think United win, and I think United win 2-0.
Woo! Wow. Jeez.
On the counter.
And I think people give Ole a bit of credit then, because listen, look where Man United are, yeah, and I know he gets some shit, but they're second in the league. They just had a great win against Real Sociedad away. And they're calling him for not changing his squad, but maybe he's keeping that momentum. He's trying to get the rhythm. He's looking what City are doing across the road, keeping that rhythm. So, listen, I know he's not the most tactically gifted manager in the world, but he's second in the Premier League, and he's doing all right in the FA Cup, and he's doing all right in the Europa League. So, judge him on Sunday, but I've just got a sneak feeling that Man United get a really good result.
If they beat Chelsea at Chelsea, that's second secured, in my opinion, for them. In my opinion.
Yeah. No, I think it's too early to say that personally. I think they're level.
Yeah. 9 points?
Definitely too early. I don't see Chelsea finishing second this season.
Chelsea.
They're level on points with Leicester.
No, not Chelsea. United.
Oh, United. Okay.
Yeah. If I said if United win this weekend, in my opinion, that's them second secured.
I don't know, man. Leicester could get it. I don't know. With no Europe as well, you never know, man.
No Europe.
You never know.
Come on, man.
Yeah, the Thursday, Sunday business, it does.
That's the problem. That's what I still think, it's a mental. For me, it's a mentality of Thursday, Sunday. Go into that team and go in. It's, I don't know. You only have to be in it. The irony is you only have to be in it to kind of feel, what it's like, you go there. Right now, it was easy because we were 4-0 up and you kind of rest players. But AC Milan, I think it's going to be a tough game, that one. So we'll see. We'll see what we're made of.
And a lot of people in the chat agreeing with Steve there, saying United on the counter makes sense, and saying United will probably nick it. So we'll see. And we'll move on to now Man City, Steve. And, you got West Ham at the Etihad. West Ham have been in top form pretty much all season.
Yeah.
Do you see any hiccups in that one?
No. First of all, you got to give credit to West Ham. What a season they're having. When they brought David Moyes back, it was a bit laughable. I think people were saying, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel, they're bringing Moyes back. But look what he's done. Look at the players, these little players he's put together, that Suchek and that. Some of them West Ham players are having amazing seasons. Listen, they're going to be coming to the Etihad with the chest out. They're going to be thinking they can mix it because they're up there, you know what I mean? So, you look at us the other night against Mönchengladbach as well, and it's like everything's just looking controlled for us at the minute. We don't even look like we're getting out of gears. It's just becoming. I hope we don't get into a false sense of security where it becomes a bit lackluster. We just got to keep keep doing it. But as a Man City fan, looking at the team, we're keeping clean sheets. It's the same old, same old. We're winning games. I know we were having a bit of banter about Jesus in the chat the other night, and then bang, he pops up and scores. Mr. Whip is dishing out the ice creams again. It's so love here at Manchester.
Cancelo, mate. You talk about Cancelo, mate. He's a top player, man.
Yeah, Cancelo, yeah, right. Last season, this is another thing I say a lot about on these shows when people say, oh, he's had a flop. Cancelo in his first season, mate, was terrible. Yeah. Terrible. Man City fans wanted rid of him. They were even saying, why did we not keep Danilo? And then you look at him, but Pep came out and said, last season, Cancelo did not understand what he was asking him to do. He could not grasp that system. That's why when people say, oh, anyone can spend all this money and put a team together, you can't. You've got to know the system. And he's took him a season. And look at him now. I don't even know where his position is because you look at the heat map and he's just drawing. He's just everywhere, man. But
he's created a new position, Steve. That's why.
Yeah,
it's created a new position.
It must be a nightmare to try and play against him because he's popping up at left back, right back, centre mid. Then he's all over. But yeah, he's been a fantastic addition this year. He's obviously got confidence from his last season, and the whole team from top to bottom. He's doing the jobs, man. I can't say any more about Man City. I feel like I'm in a privileged position because I'm waxing lyrical about him, and people probably think he's boring. He's going on about City again, but beginning of the season, it was a long way away from where we are now. So we just got to keep going. But big up to West Ham. They're going to come there thinking they can get something. We did actually draw with West Ham early in the season, so they can take a bit of spirit from that. But no, I think we win 3-0.
3-0, yeah?
Yeah.
You know what? If they win 3-0, mate, I think that's curtains, mate, for the season because West Ham, for me, are probably the closest. I'm not saying in form, but that team where I feel like they could be the ones that could cause an upset. The way they look strong, the way they kind of, for me, are playing well. Messi, Lingard, you know what I mean? He's doing bits right now. You know what I'm trying to say? So for me, if City put on a show, is it tomorrow 12:30 kickoff as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
If they put in a show tomorrow, I tell you what, mate, it's curtains. I think they'll go away and run away with it, maybe 20-30 points, mate, ahead of
you got your eyes open, fam. They're running away already.
30
well,
points.
I know they're running away, but you know what I mean? Like
10 points right now
is,
bro. But 30 points, that's mad.
30 points is ridiculous. No,
but Grizz, you're on mute. You're on mute, Grizz.
Like Liverpool, you're saying, like run away.
Yeah, basically like Liverpool.
Yeah.
But I don't want to talk about Liverpool right now.
I know you didn't want to mention my name. I know.
I don't want to mention Liverpool. That's a reason why I didn't want to say it. But if they do that, then for me, I can't do that because it just goes to show, man, how far the rest. Obviously, Liverpool it's a one-off season, maybe, but how far the rest. You know what I mean, compared to the top.
But if you think about it, that's the way the season's gone for the last 3 seasons. It's been us and them. And a massive Steve, what was the difference between City and the rest last year? There's always a gap between us two and the rest anyway. So it was always going to be.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but
touching on Cancelo, in my opinion, there's
15 points between City and United last season.
See what I'm saying? So and the previous season when City won it with 100 points and we had 98 or something. Sorry, the 98, 97. Even that must have been massive difference to second as well.
Definitely.
So
15 points between second and third.
What the season before?
The season before, the
mad.
You and
so you know what I mean? So there's always been, a drop off between us two and the other teams, and I can see it happening again. But Cancelo, what a fucking player, man! He's probably the most intelligent footballer in world football right now. And probably the best fullback stroke DM. I don't know what you want to call him. He's Pep's Kimmich and what he done with
Kimmich, exactly. Yeah. Alarm.
The other one,
Philip
Alarm.
Alarm as well, yeah.
And that's it. He's always had this vision for a player to play that role, and he only picks the most intelligent player in the squad to do that. So he wasn't going to give it. So on that basis, he was never going to give it to Kyle Walker.
No, definitely not.
He's tried it with Kyle Walker, right? He tried it with Kyle Walker, and Kyle Walker bombed forward one game, and I think he overlapped Mahrez. Mahrez took the ball away, and we got caught on the counter attack. And since that game, it just got changed around because Chelsea's a bit more intelligent than Kyle Walker. Let's put it that way.
Do you know what I mean? But I think
less of that.
I'm with that as well. I think City stroll this one again. I told you I can't see them getting beat till the end of the season. So I'm going 2-0 instead of 3-0.
You're going 2-0. SAEED.
You know what, man? I think it'll be 3-0, man. 3-0. 3-0 City, man. I think, as much as 3-1. Jesse Lingard to get the consolation.
Well, you're gonna have to apologize to Jesse Lingard a couple of weeks, calling him Messi Lingard again, man.
No, listen, man, we've been calling
Get
that
ready
day
to
one,
call
man. Messi Lingard, man. Come on. You know what it is, man.
Come on. TOBS.
It's gone viral, man. You get me?
I'm gonna go 2-0 Man City, man. West Ham are due at L, man. I'm tired of their run. Someone needs to.
Because they beat you.
Saying that like a bitter Tottenham fan right there.
Yeah, I am bitter. So West Ham, they're gonna lose 2-0, man.
Sue checking it and them man there, innit?
I'm gonna go for a. You said 2-0, TOBS, yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry, Matisse, you haven't given yours yet, innit?
Yeah, you've got to watch last week's show to get Saeed's little jab there.
Yeah. I mean, can't believe it.
I think West Ham. The thing is with West Ham, like Steve, SAEED, I think was saying that they're the one team you'd say if Man City are gonna have any sort of piss up, it's got to be against them.
Yeah.
So part of me wants to just go with a shock result because I'm also like, I know City are winning every game, but they can't win every single game to the end of the season. Someone's got to stop. No, they can't. Surely not. Steve, surely not. Steve, you
Toby said we could go on 14-game run. We did. How many games is left?
Like,
How many games is left?
When is it going to end?
I'm not even sure. I think you might have matched it. I'm not sure. I've lost count like 3-4 games ago.
Yeah.
We'll beat them, man. Don't worry, we'll beat them, man. We'll beat them.
Or January, you was like, I don't think this run will stop at something, bro. The run, you jujued us, fam, because the run's not stopping.
It's just the Man United derby. That's it. That's the only one that could drop points. Not even lose. Drop points. I'm serious. I'm talking dropping points. I'm not talking. I can't even see anyone beating them, but I can see them maybe dropping.
We'll beat us. We will, man. That Derby Cup, man, is ours, man.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with a 2-1 Man City win. I would love to say draw because I want to root for West Ham, but I don't quite see it. But I think they'll give them a tough game. Like you said, Jay Lings and Antonio up front.
2-1, yeah?
Yeah, 2-1 to City. I can't afford to do another mess up because I already said Liverpool won't win.
Oh yeah, you did.
I'm already regretting that, by the way.
No, you got that. Yeah, you got that. You got that.
Yeah, Steve, if you win this weekend, you match. It's 13 games straight. 13 games straight, and if you win this weekend, it'll be 14.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the weekend. So Monday, you two will be talking about that one. Maybe we'll bring the clip up from back then as well.
Monday, the Premier League trophy might be here instead of me just here. Like I told you, when I tell you we're going to win the title, the trophy will be here.
I'm surprised it's not there already. Ever since I knew you had one from that video, I thought it's coming.
Chilling in the back room over there.
Yeah. What's the Don saying with the super chat?
Wait, where did you get that from?
I bought it. It cost me a few quid. I got it imported. I actually had a couple of trophies because, to be honest, when City won the league the first time, I give it to a mate of mine. I said, do me a favour, take it round the pubs in Manchester, yeah? £2 a photograph, yeah? Do you know how much money we made that day?
That's mad. Look at the business mind. That is crazy.
Hey, £4,000 we made in photographs. Way. From 9 o'clock in the morning till midnight. Every man and his dog, the kids and everything were coming out for £2 a photograph on their phone, by the way, not on our phone, on their phone.
Hold on.
I'm just confirmed now.
You know what? Exactly. I'm trying to work out the number of fans. How many fans is that?
4,000 fans.
Hey, there's not as much as you from all over the world, isn't it?
That's about right.
No. You just contradicted yourself, mate. You just said to yourself, that you've gone around and doing it all the pop. That means you've got Tourist fans. Tourist fans,
4,000 fans,
4,000 Tourist fans wanted a picture with the trophy.
So I was sat in the stadium watching my team win the league, and my mate just kept texting me going, we've took £2,000. We've took £3,000. We've took £4,000. So that night was great for me.
Jesus Imagine Christ. That making money while you're watching the game. Perfect.
That's crazy, man.
Hustler.
Trust me.
It's Savvy Steve now instead of Stockport Steve.
The trophy will be here next week. I think I've got a feeling it's coming
out. So you're close to confirming it. You're close to confirming it, and I'm going with a 3-1. Not Leicester. I'm gonna say Man City. I think Saeed's, I'm going to go with, they're going to nick a goal because I think you lot will change up the defense. Cancelo's played a few games in a row now. I'm not sure he'll
There's a midweek game as well, so.
Yeah, as well. That's the thing. So I expect to see Aguero. Quickly, Steve, for the fantasy league people, because I know there's a lot of fantasy league people and Pep has pissed off a lot of people over the last couple of years by his rotation and whatnot. Is there any players out there that you think will definitely start the next 2 games for Man City?
No, you can't predict that shit.
Steve's a mad one.
He's rotating Diaz and Stones a lot. Stones probably start, I think, this weekend. And I think Aguero will start this weekend at home. I think Aguero will start. He needs minutes, so 2-3 minutes away from home's no good. I think Aguero will start, and I think Stones will start.
But both games?
No, just this one. I think he'll rotate it again. I think he's just rotating every game now, keeping it active. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fair enough. All right, we move on. Last and least to Tottenham. TOBS, what are you telling me, man? Tottenham, Burnley.
I'm gonna try and keep it short and sweet. We need to win. 5 Premier League losses in 6, unacceptable. The positives. Gareth Bale looks like he's actually threatening to get into a decent bit of form. Don't really want to get too carried away because we've not seen anything from him pretty much the whole season, but he's looking like he's ready to make some sort of a contribution to this team now. So he's going to start hopefully on Sunday. Dele Alli as well, like he's also threatening to come into a decent bit of form, albeit against bums in the Europa League. But listen, we want to see the better players in our team showing signs of good form, and when they're playing to a reasonable enough level, we want to see them in the team. So hopefully on Sunday we get to see Kane, Son, Bale, Dele, Ndombele, Reguilon, Aurier, all from the jump as well. So literally just throw everything we have at them and get us this win, because we need to win. It's a win or bust situation for us now. And do not play Davinson Sanchez and Eric Dyer. Just don't do it. Don't do it.
Just don't do it, or TOBS will be flipping on Monday again.
Just a quick fantasy league thing. Will Dyer start though? I know you don't like him. I know you don't want him, but will he start, do you reckon? Because like I got him as a defender, man. Talk to me.
I don't know.
Has he been dropping him?
I think he might get dropped.
Whoa.
I think he might get dropped.
Why you not tell me this before?
Blue Moon again with some parting shots saying GRIZZ trying to laugh at City with Saeed. Saeed, you're from the Rush. Everyone there supports City. And as you know, GRIZZ, you're bottom of the table. Obviously, with City fans, they can talk with their chest out. And Patrick, I see your super chat earlier. Obviously, we wasn't on the Tottenham chat, and I took a picture of it. Patrick said, happy to see Bale picking up some form. Toby, please tell Levy to make the loan deal permanent, please. Also, we'll be bringing Reguilon back home. So I guess that's from a Real Madrid fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at that moment, halfway through, I was thinking, right, I don't think Toby agrees with this. No,
I didn't agree with it at all. So yeah. I hope none of those things happen. But
what have you gone with, Toby?
Score prediction. I'm gonna go for 2-1.
Who you playing against?
Burnley.
Oh wait, yeah.
If you don't beat them, bloody hell.
Yeah, if you don't beat them, bro, bloody hell, mate. Then I really, might get where you're coming from. But yeah, I'm gonna go with bloody hell, mate. I hope it's not on TV, mate. That's just a waste of a game, not. But I'm gonna go with
straight
2-0 Tottenham. 2-0 Tottenham.
2-0, yeah. You saying Ashley Barnes can't nick one on the other end?
Nah, man. You know what I'm saying?
Chris Wood is the one that might be fit, and he normally bullies our centre back. So hopefully we can try and keep him as quiet as possible.
All right, we've got a 2-1, 2-0 Matisse.
I go 2-1 as well. I think they will nick one, but if Tottenham don't win this, then bloody hell, just sack him. Honestly,
yeah,
it's just honest to God. Just for Toby's sake, do you know what I'm saying? I want him.
Yeah, just for Toby's sake. That's all.
Well rested. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is all said and done. Like, Toby's health is my main concern at this point.
Nah, no one cared about our health when our manager was digging his heels in for 15 years and all that.
Sky Sports,
I ain't looking out for no one else's health.
Sky Sports, lads, bloody hell, mate.
Mourinho in, yeah, Mourinho in. Winter
Sky Sports for that game.
Get colder.
Tell you what, mate.
GRIZZ.
Just a quick shout out to my co-host on Carnage, Avi, in the chat from California. Wakes up just to watch this, so big up. Burnley, boy, it's true. I agree with everything what everyone said. If you're not beating Burnley, I know I'm a funny one to talk about. Our season's different, yeah. Yours is a normal season. Liverpool's ain't a normal season, yeah. So you guys have to beat, especially the attack. Wait, I'm serious.
You know what I like about GRIZZ, man? You know what I like? You know GRIZZ.
But
You
you're
know
always
what it is,
laughing when I speak. Like, I'm a serious
guy.
Why are you
hold
laughing at me?
Hold on. I'm trying to back you, but when you keep,
I'm a serious guy. No, I'm a serious guy.
I know you're a serious guy, but
don't laugh, innit, when I'm talking, innit? Like, you just laugh when I talk like I'm not a serious guy.
No, I'm being serious, but like, when you say your excuses, but our excuses, you know what I mean? Like, I love that.
No, we're different. We establish a fix. It's about, look, the attacking players that Toby's mentioned there, it's a ridiculous pool of talent. If that's not beating Burnley at home, with Burnley with injuries, then that's a sackable offence. I agree. Therefore, I think Spurs will win 2-0.
2-0. Everyone's going pretty low scoring. Not low scoring, but 2. Steve, what do you think?
Yeah, it's one of them games. It don't get you going, does it? You know what I mean? It's fucking hell, man.
Does Mourinho ever get you going?
Oh,
it's one of them games where you can press mute, man. You probably don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? The stress of watching it.
You know what? I'm just gonna say Burnley beat them 2-1.
Oh my God.
Man said, I'm just gonna say.
You know what? Yeah.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him for that prediction.
Is the game live?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Sky Sports,
if that's
mate.
0-0, I'm coming to the next show bored. Just from stress. Just from stress.
I'm coming on Monday, 2 days, imagine. Steve, you said 2-1 Burnley. You're sticking with that, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Cool. I'm going with a 3-1 Tottenham. I think they'll have too much. Because if they don't, then happy days. But I just feel like Kane's son, they must do their thing against Burnley. Barnes was out last week. Wood just returning from injury. Jay Rodriguez hasn't really hit the ground running this year when he's come back from his injuries. I don't think.
But you always got to give credit to Burnley, man. I always say, man, Sean Dyche is the underrated manager in the Premier League. Every season, top 10, top 12. Listen, man, he does miracles, mate. Come on, man. Come on, Steve. You know what I mean? Sorry, GRIZZ.
Yeah, last year he was top 10. You got to rate. You
got to rate him, man. Westwood and Cork, mate, in that midfield. Dynamic 4-4-2. Come on, man. It's miracles.
You know what? With Burnley, with Burnley, I live not too far away from Burnley now, and
it's giving it away.
Everybody in that town, everybody in that town, the paper boy, the milkman, fucking old women walking the dogs, everyone wears a Burnley shirt, mate. So you got to big up Burnley because it's one of them clubs that it might not be the most glamorous place in the world, but I tell you what, if the chips were down, Burnley, they come out and they back the team, man. So I've got a bit of a soft spot for Burnley. I bigged them up against Liverpool and they won, so I'm bigging them up against Tottenham, so hopefully they win.
Let's see.
Are you a real club, yeah?
Say again?
Childhood club,
when we get as shit as you, I'll change and support Burnley.
Steve.
Before we leave, people, obviously there is no update to the table, but if you have forgotten, that is the table there. It's getting tight at the top now.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, don't worry, Tobs. Enjoy it. It's a couple more nights, and back to reality.
We'll see, bro.
GRIZZ is just defeated, man. GRIZZ is just there, bottom of the league, man.
I don't play shit. Listen, it's no excuse. I don't play shit games like this, man. Who's in the FPO? Who's in the fantasy league? Talk to me. How many points?
I'm in that.
So we talk. We need
to do a Big Six fantasy league next season.
Yeah.
Next season.
Tell me your total. Yeah, Turkish, talk to me next week about your total in the fantasy league. We put our totals together. Then
no worries. We can put our totals from the last 3 years.
Yeah, 100%.
Who's been the most consistent? No worries.
Put that up on the screen. Watch me just, you know what I mean? Rise and shine in that.
Say no more. What are you saying, GRIZZ? You're going to win the first Big Six FPL next season, yeah?
100%. I'm going to go into it favourite for sure. 100%.
Oh my! He hasn't even seen my record yet, and he's talking the biggest.
Unless I get injuries.
Pick up injuries.
Unless I get injuries, Matisse. Unless I get injuries.
GRIZZ will be missing off a Big Six following a bad week in FPL
None of that.
Telling you,
people, love for the support as always. It's been another big show. Still 2,000 people watching. There's a pinned message. That's the Big Six channel this summer. This stays on this channel, but we're moving a lot more content over to the Big Six channel. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button. What are we on now? We're on about 700 likes. Make sure you get it up to 900,000 before we leave. As always, the description has every single channel needed. Big Steve, SAEED, GRIZZ, TOBS, and Matisse. And yeah, as always, people continue liking, sharing, tagging us in it, continue engaging on Twitter, on Instagram. And I'll get the Twitter and Instagram rolling real soon. This summer is going to be a launch, but this is the base of it, us 6. So make sure you support every single one of us. You know, there's no diss without TOBS. There's no diss without Matisse. There's no diss without Steve. There's no diss without GRIZZ or SAEED. You know, this is the base. This is what has, you know, done so well so far. So make sure Arsenal fans support them, Liverpool fans support me and the rest, and so vice versa. You know, let's show them that we can have a civilized debate amongst, you know, rival fans and whatnot, with a bit of banter, Let's not forget that.
100%.
Let's not forget that. We don't need to shout and cause controversy and do all that clickbait stuff over here. But people, we're out. Love, people, love.